Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on demand care for common ailments such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
The West is in a snow drought, mountain areas delayed opening, and limited ski runs. But nonprofit recreation area Bogus Basin has a secret weapon against the warming conditions.
I talked to the snowmakers and I was like, just start making snow up there. And we picked a spot. We called it Project X. We just made a giant pile of snow.
I'm Jamie Geary. How Bogus Basin opened with snow stored last season. Listen on BoiseStatePublicRadio.org.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. So, you think you've got what it takes to become a civic champion? Well, now's your chance because this year, Idaho students are getting the opportunity to take part in the National Civics Bee. Now, the competition gives middle schoolers a chance to go up against their peers, show off their smarts, and maybe even take home some prizes. Joining us now to talk about the upcoming competition and how students can get involved is Debbie Critchfield. She is Superintendent of Public Instruction. Welcome back to the show.
It's so great to be here.
So, Debbie, can you talk to us a little bit more about the National Civics Bee and why it's such an exciting opportunity for students?
I think when we talk about competitions in the school arena, we immediately go to athletic or maybe speech and drama or some of those types of competitions. What a great opportunity for our students who have a real love and interest in civics, government, giving back to the community. It's a way for them to demonstrate and perform their talents and their abilities.
So I think a lot of folks are really familiar with the National Spelling Bee, right? And some of us have even watched it where they're given a word, they have to spell it. They can ask things like what the origin is, et cetera, to try to figure out how to spell this word. Does the Civics Bee work similarly?
Sort of, kind of. It is a big part of it is there's a written part. So the initial entry, students, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that live in Idaho, that they can go online and submit an application. So it first starts with just saying, hey, I have an interest in competing. And then they are given a 4-question essay prompt. And the prompts are around ideas for improving their community. And so the first part is the students presenting themselves on paper. And then through a process, finalists are chosen then to compete in a regional competition where it is live knowledge. So that's that part of rather than asking to spell a word in front of everybody, you are asked to respond to questions around civics in front of everyone.
And my understanding is that Idaho is actually hosting its very own state level competition this year. So how did that all come about?
Well, I got presented with this idea of, hey, how come Idaho's not participating in this? And at the same time, there was a conversation taking place over at the Greater Idaho Falls Chamber of Commerce and with Melaleuca, with Frank Vandersloot. And so we had, I guess, a colliding in a good way of why don't we bring this to Idaho? It's the 250th birthday of the United States. This is a great competition anyway, but what a way to really focus and recognize students who have an interest. And so I think it was kind of the stars aligning at the same time and just a great idea.
So, in your opinion, why is civic education so important for kids right now? I mean, and the fact that why does it matter, beyond the classroom, right? And just learning the basics about civics and our government.
Well, I think we start from the fundamental perspective that we live in a country that we would expect our students understand how it works. And really, what we're trying to do ultimately is preparing our young people for responsible participation, that we have rights, use them, exercise them, that we want our students to understand what part and role they play in it. And it's maybe not that every student's going to be elected to an office, but you have a responsibility to vote. You have a responsibility to understand and be informed and engage citizens and good neighbors and what are the components and the elements that our country needs for a strong future.
So again, the kids that can participate, it's middle school only, right? So 6th to 8th grade.
That is correct. And it's something that is outside of the school sponsorship. And so we're inviting and trying to promote with families and with students, and we have asked teachers to help us point students in this direction. But they need to go on to a website and then, like I say, indicate that they would like to be a part of it. And then after they have kind of filled out this, yes, I want to participate, then they get that 4-question prompt. But the deadline is quickly approaching. So all the applications that say you want to participate have to be submitted by February 3rd.
Oh, okay. So really coming up. So if you're just joining us, we're talking with Debbie Critchfield. She's the Idaho Superintendent of Public Instruction, and we've been talking about the upcoming National Civics Bee, but the fact that Idaho's deadline for this is February 3rd. So maybe we can get kids interested by talking about the prize portion of this. So what is at stake for students who win at the state level, and what can they earn? So let's start there first off. If they win at the state level.
Once the finalists are chosen, then the judges will select 20 finalists that will advance to that live quiz style competition in Idaho Falls. And they will have another opportunity in front of a panel of judges and obviously family and friends that'll be cheering them on. So once the winners are determined, then the first place Idaho winner is going to receive $1,000 cash and a $5,000 donation to their school. And so
Wow.
there's two winners, I guess, in that sense. And then if you advance, or once the Idaho winner advances to the national level, the prizes, among other, include a $100,000 contribution to a college savings plan. So these are big numbers with lots of zeros. And again, it's for students who love the content area, and what a great opportunity for them to do something they love and also achieve a great accomplishment.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I heard you right. So I mean, is this the national winner gets that $100,000 savings account for college?
Yes. And then $1,000 for the student here in Idaho as a cash award, and then a $5,000 donation to their school. So there's
And is
there's some carrots out there for a couple of people. Yes.
there definitely are. So, as you said, the state competition will be held in Idaho Falls. Do we know where the national competition will happen?
Uh, Someone may know, but I don't know that I do off the
Okay,
top of
that's all right.
my
That's all right. I just wondered if
But
you
I
might know
know
off
that
the
it's
top of your
on the
head.
website. I probably should. I would assume that it's Washington, D.C. I think
All right.
that's where it is. Yes.
Oh, my producer is telling me it is Washington, D.C. So see, you were
Okay,
right.
good.
So we're
Thanks
all
for
good.
fact checking me. I was like, wait a minute, do I
You,
know? Yes, Washington, D.C., which of course makes sense, our nation's capital.
It absolutely does. So, how are you hoping that events like these really shape the next generation of Idaho leaders?
I think that our students, we talk a lot about what today's youth, oh, they're disengaged, or they're always staring at their phones. They don't care about friends. They don't care about their communities. For one, I think this is how we showcase students do care about where they live, and they do love their country. And I guess more broadly speaking, this contest really offers a way to inspire civic pride, solution-oriented thinking, and just a deeper understanding and appreciation for our country. And to me, those are all incredible wins.
Mhm. It's funny. I have a kiddo who's taking a government class right now, and so he likes to bring up the U.S. citizenship test every once in a while and quiz the rest of us in the family. That's apparently what we do for fun at my house. But it's fascinating to figure out like what you know and what you don't know, right? And and I think so I'm wondering even with these students, it's this knowledge that they're learning, right? And there is a pride that you find when you know those right answers. So, do you think that's, part of it in encouraging some of these students, even if maybe they might be a little bit nervous or maybe they think they don't know a lot? They probably know more than they think.
Oh, I agree with you. And if your son's in sixth, seventh, or eighth grade, Gemma, you need to get him on the website.
He is in the
And
8th grade. So,
I love it. Get him signed up for this. I agree with you that the the deeper part of this, we can read a lot of stuff in books, and history
yeah.
itself is not boring. And I think sometimes that gets a bad rap that, oh, history is so boring. It itself is not boring. What are the lessons that we're learning? What are the solutions for our day that we can take a part of this? And what a fun way and platform for students who do have an interest, for the families that are at home around dinner quizzing each other on the citizenship test. I think it's fantastic. Here's an opportunity for them to have some fun with it. And I think it starts at a kind of a low key level where you're not just immediately on the stage, having to answer questions
Mhm.
that are coming, at you just rapidly, but you get to be thoughtful, you get to write something out, and it's just a low risk way to get into the competition.
I do love that, right? That it does start, as you said, that low risk way. Like, just say yes to filling out the essay part and see what happens from there.
Yes, and the thoughtful part of our students coming up with ways to improve their communities, that to me is that the connection piece of we can speak broadly about, well, where is our society going and where's the country going? Well, they're not asking you to solve every single national and global problem. They're asking our sixth, seventh, and eighth graders in your community, what are some solutions that you have for a problem that's specific in your own hometown? I love that there's going to be so much creativity and not a lot of baggage, because at that age, they haven't seen and been around a lot. I am confident that we're going to see some results and see some writing that it may prompt policymakers to say, huh, that's a great idea. Let's talk about that.
So before I let you go, give us the website where kiddos can go to register.
nationalcivicsbee.org. So it's an easy one. So it's exactly what the program is, nationalcivicsbee.org. Go check it out. You can surf around on the page. Even if you decide you don't, your child or the student decides they don't want to fill out the essay, at least register. Don't let that limit you. Like, get registered. You don't, if for whatever reason, circumstances don't come together that you can write the essay, that's okay. But don't limit yourself by not at least putting the application in.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about this, and I really hope we get some kids signing up for this. We've been talking with Debbie Critchfield. She's Idaho's Superintendent of Public Instruction, talking about the upcoming National Civics Bee. Again, that deadline to sign up is February 3rd. You've been listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Gemma Gaudette.
Looking for another podcast to listen to? Check out The Nature of Idaho from our partner station KISU in Eastern Idaho. Join hosts Peter Pruitt and Dr. Leaf Tapanilla as they share fascinating stories from the Gem State's great outdoors, celebrating Idaho's wildlife, landscape, and natural wonders. That's The Nature of Idaho from KISU. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.